Like a podcast, we gon' talk about it, yeah, we get it poppin'. Every Wednesday, PM Central, we are the only options. Who they touch with their topics, even if it is toxic. Like a podcast, we gon' be here just to talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Like a podcast, we gon' be here. Like a podcast, we gon' be here.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Life Be Life and podcast. Back up on the scene, nah I mean. I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, D to the J, back in the building like I ain't never left. And it feels so good. Bro, what's good, man? How you feeling today?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I know we got a crazy show to get through tonight, man. So, hey, we gonna hop right on into it. You hear me?
Let's get it. Get them disclosures, man. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
The views and opinions expressed on the Life Be Life and podcast are solely those of the artists, producers, guests, and hosts of the show. Any numbers, stats, or stated resources that are given, we do ask that you verify that information for yourself.
Yeah. So check it out, y'all. Tonight's show, man, Unsecured Investments. It's gonna be one of them shows, y'all. We go talk parents, whether you streaming on YouTube or you will catch the show later off of RSS.com, off of iHeart, off of Pandora, off of Google, off of Samsung, off of Amazon.
Yeah.
However you can catch this joint, this may be a great conversation. Just for your kids, man. We never know what they're going through. And sometimes breaking that ice and just hearing it may allow them to open up. So, bro, get what the show about tonight, man.
Man, so look, unsecured investments is just that. And when you think about investments, you're thinking about essentially things that for the rest of your life are going to provide some type of return, whether it's financial, a security, a peace of mind. There's something of value. So think about your most prized possession as a parent, right? That's our kids. That is the most prized possession. One of them, of course, if you married and you know your relationship with God, all those things, but this is one of your most prized possessions. How are you treating your investment? Have you secured it? Or ideally, bro, is it a situation to where we have just really fallen so far back and we're not even mindful, and we talk about letting YouTube raise our kids, microwave cooking their meals. You know, if we're really not engaged as parents, we're not securing that investment. So we got something tonight. We got a good little topic. Maybe it's a way to think off the thing. Even perspective. You feel me? Like perspective. I know you talk to your kids, I talk to mine, and it's a lot of people out there, a lot of our lifers are like, man, I talk to my kids, you know what I'm saying? But when you think about the quality of those talks, when you walk away from it, did you learn anything? Or was it a situation where it was just like, how school, how you grades, how class? If it's a back and forth, no open dialogue, and you can't say specifically, I walked away, went back in my room, and I learned this, it might be the questions you ask. And so maybe this is a great way, again, to get a fresh take on something so you can have them conversations in your crib. So,
big fan.
Hey, look, we got the disclosures out the way, man. Before we get started, I want to give a special shout out, man. One, I'm gonna start back and kind of work my way up, right? So, of course, son turned 12. That was back on September 5th. I believe we caught that show. But fast forward, man, the 21st of this month, Deja, we talked about her beautiful daughter, the one and only. Then we also had my auntie. Her birthday was right there. You know what I mean? Then guess what? Boop, boop, we skipped 2 more days. Here comes bonus mom, her birthday. And then we fall to today. So today we celebrate my sisters, the twins. Happy birthday I ain't gonna say your age because I'm gonna tell you what, you know what I'm saying? She she a little something, you know what I'm saying? But she ain't finna do me like that. But it's a very, very different type of birthday. Um, I think about what they meant to me. And I told my mom earlier today, the twins was like heroes. You know what I'm saying? Still are. When I say was out of context, they still are. The one that's on this side of life and the one that's in heaven. So that being the case, happy birthday, Miss Terry Lynn Fallon and Miss Sherry Lynn Nahira. We love you.
Got
Happy
the
birthday.
mentals out there.
Yeah.
So again, happy birthday, TJ. He turned 16th on the 15th. And to my godchild, Isis Joy. Hey,
Yeah.
I know we always into it, and I can't stand your guts,
He's so
but I
smart. It
love
don't
you.
even make he's so smart. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
But check it out, y'all. We kick these birthday shout outs, man. So if you got them, hit them up on the Facebook page. You see all of our contact information scrolling at the bottom of the screen, the email address, the website, all that good stuff. So yo, let's jump into this, man. I'm gonna start it off tonight, man. So
Yeah.
unsecured investments. I know bro kicked on it earlier to where our kids are, you know what I'm saying, an investment. We invest time in them. Lord knows we invest money. We invest emotions. And the thing is, we're able to do that when they're inside of our homes. You know what I'm saying? We try to teach them right from wrong, teach them how to stand up for themselves and teach them how to be their own person. Unfortunately, nowadays, as we send them out of our home, it starts at the school bus stops. As you heard with St. Louis public schools, you know, it's been a debacle. It's a bunch of rigmarole going on to where kids are getting to school, you know what I'm saying, bicycle, tricycle, train, and bus. You know, there are parents leaving work trying to get their kids to school or pick them up because they're getting stranded at school. So now, not only the bus stop, we're talking about once they get to school, this is where everything kind of kicks off, man. And I'm gonna throw some things and we'll come back and kind of, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, elaborate.
Yeah. All right.
So the kids got to deal with bullying on a daily basis. They have to deal with being tempted with drugs. And I ain't talking about high school. It starts in as early as elementary because we've talked about young kids taking gummies and things like that to school. They have to worry about teachers. I swear, as I'm watching the news right before the show, there's been another teacher has been indicted with child porn.
Yeah.
So now we got to worry about these teachers pushing up on our kids, on our young boys and girls. Then the big thing that, you know what I'm saying, nobody's really talking about our children's safety. Y'all, our children are on eggshells, man. And as we conversate with them, because they're safe with us, they tell us that nothing is wrong. But we have to realize, man, that anytime that a chair may fall in the school or a loud noise or anything like that, our kids are on edge every freaking day. And it did not used to be like this, y'all.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if children are our future and we are investing them and parenting to the best of our ability, and we're giving them to the structure that the society, our government, our officials have set up for them, why are they not safe?
True.
Because I know me and bro from banking backgrounds, and I'm gonna kick it over after this. So there are a lot of times, you know, when you go to get your first credit card, they got something called a secured credit card, meaning that you have to put up collateral
Yeah.
in order to, you know, say reach this line of credit. Well, our children are our collateral. They are our investments.
Yeah.
And you need to tell me that as we are securing our children and teaching them right from wrong, or should be, because it starts at home, as we're teaching them and preparing them to go out as young adults, because they are the future. Hear what I said? The future. So we are investing in our future. But what happens? What happens when the security of our investment fails?
boy. And that's where we at. As we continue this topic, so lifers, we had a guest, we had some things that just time just didn't allow. So we will definitely circle back when time is most suitable for them, because there's a lot of information we want to get firsthand. Um, but securing the actual investment itself. And so last week we talked about things as it pertains to just like drugs and the conversations and when do we start, how even psychedelic drugs are being pressed now, as far as um, on the media where they're saying that it's got medicinal purposes. So now you're talking about mushrooms and things like that. So we went over that. Okay. The one thing we said that China did to fully eradicate from their country at that point in time was they went extreme. And we've always said, well, we don't want to be that harsh. But when you look at what's going on inside the schools, right? You have so many schools to where people are, and we're not even talking about current students. This is students from year past, 2 years ago, that is now coming on to campus. I can't figure out how, because anytime I've ever picked up a child of mine, I got a buzz, wait to get let in, right? So I'm really not understanding how these kids is getting into school that shouldn't even be there with weapons. And then when we talking about securing investments, anything that you secure, for us gun owners, we secure our guns, right? We have particular safety measures in place. We have safes. We got all these particular things. You got your crib. You secure your crib with ADP. You know what I'm saying? Or ADT. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the think about the gig. But you secure your crib in that manner. But we're not taking the appropriate measures to secure the schools which have our children. So a whole lot of these schools have on-campus security. Why aren't they at the front of the building? And in some schools, they are, some districts. My children at one point, they were in a school district that it wasn't a lot of melanin in there. We'll say it like that. And so again, when I first walk into school, after you have to get buzzed in, now right there's basically there's 2 6-foot tables, 8-foot tables side by side. Local police is sitting right there, right? They not using no metal detectors and none of that. One time is present. So when you think about all the things that are being invested in the communities and things like that, and we can build a casino, we can do this and that. Man, swear to God, they just tearing up these highways and don't even make no sense. You just put a whole brick wall down 270 from here to there for what?
Yeah.
And that money you could have put into these schools. And had you have done that, then that shooting that took place last year that unfortunately claimed the life of a teacher and a student here locally probably wouldn't have happened. So at what point do we start to say we have to take the financial responsibility and secure things inside the schools? I honestly don't feel like it's this difficult. It can't be this difficult. And I mentioned China because at what point do we say we're going to get extreme?
Right.
The last case, and I got a lot racing through my mind, so I can't remember what place it took place in, but it was said that 6-year-old, his dad basically knew this plan. He was going to go shoot the school up. He ended up killing people. This was maybe within the last 2 weeks. He ends up killing people, right? So they have charged him as well as the dad. What I'm saying is, one, not securing that weapon, you being a part of that plan. If we start to get very extreme with our discipline, because remember again, we were told don't blame another country for the problem. We were told that the problem is our weak laws. So because our laws are so weak, because they vary from state to state, you know what I'm saying? The severity will change. You have to get placed back into the state where the crime was committed. Oh, they got to sentence you there. You in this country, so you should be applicable under the same laws. So when you're dealing with things like you know what I'm saying, molesting children, assaulting children, just that protection. There has to be just the absolute rule that this is where we at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big facts, man. There's got to be a no-fly zone at some point. So I have this stat pulled up on my phone, man. I beat
Mhm.
you to it today.
Come on.
So check it out, y'all. Since 2016, there have been over 70 mass school shootings. And these are the ones that are just on record. Something's wrong, y'all. Something is terribly, terribly wrong. I just feel like that. It just feels like that we've lost our way. I feel like that somewhere down the line, because we went to school in the 90s. There was a lot of
Mhm.
fist fights, there was a few shoots but this was outside of school.
Mhm.
I'm talking about in the school. 70 mass shootings since 2016. I'm not talking about parades. I'm not talking about the guy from Vegas at the concert. I'm not talking about none of that. I am talking about in our schoolhouses. So if we say children are our future,
Mhm.
we're preparing for the future always. The EV cars and all the technology that is coming out. Policemen through our neighborhoods now have shot spotters and all that other good stuff. In certain communities, the governor of Missouri has gave out grants to upgrade their school systems.
Man, don't say the governor of Missouri right now, man.
So
That old
I'm
buster.
I'm, I'm trying to figure out, like how all children, all children are precious, because who knows, during one of those school shootings over the last 8 years, could have been the next president, the next person who was going to cure
Sure,
cancer.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we really don't know, because they didn't get a chance to grow.
But not
So
even that. Extend that thought out, man. I don't care if it's movies, if it's a fantasy world that we talking about, a reaction always has a chain reaction.
yeah,
So even though, let's say it's a scenario, 100 rounds go off, unfortunately one is struck. The immediate thought is that family, prayers for that family, condolences for that family. But understand it goes deeper than that.
yeah,
It also impacts the shooter's family, the other students that witnessed it, family, the teachers, as they go home and share the stories with their spouse.
right.
And so we did a show last year, season one, and we were just talking about the domino effect, right? And we're speaking about how one action, you spending that time and really getting to know your child and guiding them so they don't end up here could be the difference on so many other families mourning. Just you caring to your one field, your one crop could be the difference on whether so many others are able to produce fruit. And if you look at it like that's super crazy that you being absent in your kid's life, letting the microwave cook their meals, letting YouTube raise them. You know what I'm saying? No attention. We unfortunately, man, on my ring went off a few months back. Man, this little boy is in a pull-up. He's walking around the corner. Where your peoples? So we just can't be that absent. We have to treat them truly like an investment.
Yeah. And so let, let's bring it back home.
Mhm.
So parents, you got to know your child. I still think back now, when I was little, and I was a liar, dude. Like, I was a straight liar. And somehow, some
My
way,
brother.
mama would always know when I was lying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if my eye had a twitch or if I started sweating or if my hands started twitching. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you got
But you knew
antsy.
when I was
You
learning.
got antsy.
Yeah. So nowadays, and y'all don't get me wrong. Hey, being a parent for this new generation of babies, it ain't for the weak.
Yeah,
Real talk.
yeah,
But as bro was alluding to earlier, we have gotten away from the family foundations. Most of the time, the parent is busy running around, and you know what? They can be chasing love, they can be chasing money, they can be chasing a relationship, they can be chasing a lot of things. So we do leave our kids, to our own devices. I can say it myself. Like tonight, you know what I'm saying? As the show was on, my son came in for football practice. He ate, he in his room. I'm gonna get off the show. I'm gonna go, make me something to eat. I'm going to bed. And tomorrow gonna be tomorrow. We need to make sure parents, if it ain't number one night, it needs to be more. But if it's nothing but
yeah.
one night a week that we just kind of gather around the table, man, everybody go their separate ways and eat in their rooms and stuff. Let's gather around the table and just have some conversations. Today, my son was home. You know what I'm saying? I made a run. I came back home. He was already in his room. I opened the door. What's up, boy? That's what I call him, boy. Hey, nothing, daddy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I missed you, man. Gave him a hug, just to let him know, like, hey. And I'm
You
like,
still
hey,
love
you need to
it.
listen to the show tonight because, there's going to be some things, that we may cover that may spark your interest. And now you feel like that you have a voice. And that's another thing, parents.
Yeah.
As we talk to our kids, sometimes, it's going to take more than one conversation because unfortunately, trying to be stern and steer our kids in the right direction, we can get in the habit of cutting them off based on if it's a irregular conversation or whether they're in trouble. We don't be want to hear them out. So now that's an added, thing in their backpack that they have to carry on their shoulders every day because they don't feel like they have a voice. So now when they get to school and this teacher is touching on them, so now when somebody's taking their lunch money, so now when somebody's pressuring them to get into a gang, so now when somebody's like, man, hit this, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be all right. They're saying nothing because we haven't properly given them a voice
Yeah.
to be able to voice their fears,
Yeah.
their opinions, and just simply how they feel.
But you know why that is,
No,
bro? The reason why that is because a lot of adults view children, not just their own, as less than. And so much so that I have seen somebody reach out just to get advice on how to handle a scenario with their mom. And the reason why they needed advice is because they wanted to do something different than what she wanted them to do. And the way that he was brought up was by not agreeing with you, that was disrespect. And I had to explain to him that at the age that you're at, it's not disrespect. You're your own person.
yeah,
You can relate things and thoughts and ideas respectfully. But we a lot of times look at our children as, hey, this is what I said, do it. But what did I say? Instead of hearing them out. Now, you still need to do what I'm saying, but let me get an idea of why you're, going the route that you're going. Where's the resistance? Um, but we don't look at our kids like they're a whole person because they're a half of size.
big
And
facts.
we're not giving them that safe space to talk. And this is why, I know a lot of people out there, man, they can't seem to figure out why we're going to eat at the table every single day. Why we're going to say our prayers as a family before we all eat. Because something as simple as that extra 30 seconds that's going to have this meal together for 30 minutes how valuable is that to where I can really find out, yo, how was your day? You know what I'm saying? Just giving them the break from the day itself, the learning, the peer pressure, because that's another thing. There's always been peer pressure. There's not an age bracket walking this planet or that's ever walked this planet that can't say that they haven't experienced pressure. But it's not many of us other than this now generation that can say that their pressure has also been in their pocket, ringing and texting going off every day. Laptops, tablets, computers. You know what I mean? So it's real easy to say, yeah, but it's stupid. You getting bullied online, close it up. But I'm here to tell you from some things that we've seen, kids are getting bullied, bro, and schools are so ruthless that the schools are making social media pages and blasting you. So again, a lot of times parents, y'all don't have a clue. They in their room doing their thing. You just happy that they are in there quiet so you can keep watching baddies or loving hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You too busy trying to figure out why Rashida still ain't left Kurt. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, your kid is in there getting bullied, trying to figure out what lie they can tell this week to say they sick to not go to school just to get 8 hours of peace.
Yes, sir. Check it out, bro. Let's do this, man. Let's take a breather. I know we've thrown a lot, man, and I showed a couple of comments, man, on the little ticker there. I'm gonna run them back through when we come back. Hey, if y'all streaming Facebook on YouTube, put in your comments because this is a show for us, man. This is a show that we have a chance to kind of bounce things off of each other as parents. So if you're streaming on YouTube, because I see y'all looking, so I see y'all watching. So jump in the conversation. You know, go ahead and go to the comments, put your comments in. We go jump to them when we come back.
Like that.
You hear me? Y'all ready?
Let's go.
All right.
Have you ever been in a situation and needed to be a little bit of emotional but just couldn't seem to tap in? Possibly needed to back your way out of a lie and show them that you're telling the truth by crying? Well, have no fears. Cry No More is here, made from real baby tears. The organic, all-natural substance you'll take once a day, and it'll produce tears on the spot. It'll get those tear ducts flowing. May cause side effects including internal bleeding, diarrhea, hemorrhaging of the belly button, eyelash removal, hair removal, back fat removal, toes falling off, and also bad breath. Cry no more. Real organic tears. Never be stranded again.
I had to hold my head high. I had to let go my pride. I had some worries and some fears, but then I left it to God. Cause honestly, I feel it coming and I know it's my time. The ones that got all this, the ones that ain't got a pot. Imagine throwing a fit when you can be out that spot. You boys still touching on that stove when mama said it was hot. I had a dream, I woke up as king. I'm about to go take me a march. Get ready, get set on your mark. Let's go, I'm taking a start. And all of my dreams got down on my knees. I had to go pray to the Lord. Protect me cause I'm one on one. They hate that I'm not one of them. I had a dream, I woke up as king. I'm about to go take me a march. Get ready, get set on your mark. Let's go, I'm taking a start. And all of my dreams got down on my knees. I had to go pray to the Lord. Protect me cause I'm one on one. They hate that I'm not one of them. Mama, why they keep doubting me? Yeah, why they won't say they proud of me? Put blood, sweat, tears, my time to see. I'm on where I honesty, been feeling like Schmurd. Going to the trenches, man, lady trying to get back to poverty. Gotta lift up the kids and send them to school. The trenches can't keep raising prodigy. That's what the knowledge be. Coming together, we gotta do good for the kids. Losing our nieces and nephews to nieces and nephews. Ernie Hurd trying to make it us men. Put down the guns and pick up some gloves and knuckle up, wobble like men. Tired of the fake thugs and fake drugs, only doing it for a trend. I had a dream, I woke up as king. I'm about to go take me a march. Get ready, get set on your mark. Let's go, I'm taking a start. And all of my dreams got down on my knees. I had to go pray to the Lord. Protect me cause I'm one on one. They hate that I'm not one of them. I had a dream, I woke up as king. I'm about to go take me a march. Get ready, get set on your mark. Let's go, I'm taking a start. And all of my dreams got down on my knees. I had to go pray to the Lord. Protect me cause I'm one on one. They hate that I'm not one of them.
Yo, that was Katie Kid, man. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, y'all sleeping? Best believe. Hey, she said something in this song, man, that I really just caught.
Mm-hmm.
And it's deep. She said, we're losing nieces and nephews too. Nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's
And
deep.
it went over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah.
So check it out, man. Once again, if y'all streaming Facebook, YouTube, hey, we gonna give y'all this, give y'all about 5 minutes to get your comments in. I'm gonna read a couple. Let's see. We got Miss Harris, and that's Mama, of course.
Yeah.
She's just agreeing. She said that's deep and very true, and that she totally agrees with the content that we're putting out tonight. Because the thing is, she's a grandmother. So here's the thing is that now she's raised her kids, and now she's actively in another generation or a couple of generations of kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's deep. That was a comment. How do we stop the violence? Hey, we're gonna attack that real quick. So again, as more people are hopping on the stream tonight, Unsecured Investments, we're talking about our kids as we're doing what we do with them at home, and we're putting them out in the school systems, and just how erratic as everything has become. It's almost like we got to get our kids Kevlar and bulletproof vests to go to school. It's just a lot going on. So with the violence, man, I mean, we've always had violence.
Right.
And I really believe that violence will always be around, but we got to start teaching people how to think. The way the schools have it now, and I remember a distinct situation to where my daughter was in Riverview Gardens High School. Not high school, I think she was in Central Middle. Situations, some girls, she might have been in high school, but some girls kind of set her up in the girls' locker room one day. Somebody's filming. The girl tried to, she was much bigger than my daughter. She tried to step. My daughter was just like, yo, I'm not swinging, but I'm holding my ground.
That was high school. I know exactly the story.
Yeah. So here it is, man. The girl swings off on her, and my daughter wears her out. So apparently, in school, that you can get suspended for simply defending yourself.
Yeah. But in some districts, y'all go to jail. Some you go to jail, the Fort Zumwalt districts, the They Not Like Us districts, where it's a heavy division inside the school.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that.
And real quick, Jordan, I see that you just commented. If you got anything to say, throw it in the comments, and we gonna make sure we get this out here. Any thoughts or whatever as we're going through the show? We did miss you tonight, but I see that you're here on Facebook. So definitely, you know what I'm saying? We go pose any questions, any thoughts, any best practices, because even though as we're adults talking, we want to hear it from your mouth. We want to hear it, from your perspective. So the comment was, I wish we could stop the violence, but this world is crazy. Indeed. And we went over a lot, man, because parents are not being parents anymore. Parents want to be friends with the kids, and it's okay. There's a time and a place to sit down with your kid, and not saying be buddy, but we go sit down and play a game together. We go chill out, we go do our thing. But there's a time to where you don't want to cross that line to where you cannot discipline your child, because there's a certain point to where you would sink as a parent. Well, I can't say sink, but you will come down. You will remove your parental rights. Bars. You will remove your parental rights and come down to your child's level. Some people may not like what I just said, but it's the truth. But when you come down to that level with your child and children, I'm not saying that you're less than or lower than, but the parents always supposed to be in a place to where they're able to discipline.
Yeah.
They should be able to be in a place to where they can give you encouragement, advice, and just show you how to push forward.
The creator will always be a
Yeah,
step above the creation.
yeah. So another comment just popped in, bro. How would you stop? How would you stop it if you could? That means the violence.
Yeah,
How would you stop the violence?
yeah, and that's specifically directed to Ms. Jordan Williams. Again, she commented that she wished we could stop the violence, but this world is crazy. And Jordan, if you had that magic wand and you could just wave it over the world, like what steps would you say we need to do right now to stop that violence? And this is a conversation and a question, bro. That question is something that every parent needs to ask themselves. You said something as far as coming down to a child's level. And I understand what you were saying in that moment is things that as parents we can't do, right? And I remember, so going back to the oldest boy's, I think he was a senior, and I get a call from his mom, and she's flipping out this, and this, and this. Cool. Call him. Come to me. Not now, but right now. And I remember being so angry. I knew when I see him, I'm caving his chest in. And in the time frame of talking to him and having him come this route, yeah, like that. I had a real conversation with myself, and I said, you can discipline your child like this. He loves you. He knows he's wrong. He's going to receive it. But understand that it will forever change the dynamics of your relationship. And though he will forgive you one day, he will never forget. In that moment, what I chose to do, I called him back. Hey, I'll holler at you tomorrow. I pulled up on him and I wrapped my arms around him and I hugged him. And I chose to love him in that moment before verbal chastisement. And I spoke to him out of a place of love, bro. You know what I'm saying? With tears running down my face. This is why I'm so passionate about this for you. Because you're the heir to this throne. You're the one that when that doctor said, it's a boy, that's you. And I have got to get you to see the value of every single thing that you do and say. And so, to really reiterate your point, I had to make that decision to not come down to, well, it's not even coming down to a kid. It's really just stepping off of that parental throne that we have to be on.
Yeah.
Not saying the throne in the sense of, oh, we gods. I'm saying the throne is in the sense it's elevated. I got to see situations that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the boxes. Bro, I see she actually replied to that. You got that popped up for us? Want to read that out?
Yeah, I put it up there, man. So past laws that government has lied about. Man, I wish he was on live. Hey, we go run this back, man, because I see that this topic has generated a lot of comments, and it seems like that people are very interested in this. So we're gonna try to run this back next week. Of course, we're not trying to drag it out, but we have children, young adults' voice that really need to be heard. Y'all listening to us, but we can't say it like they say it. So
And
past
they
law,
got and here is a teenager that's telling you straight up and down.
Yeah.
There's violence. She wish it could be stopped.
Yeah.
In the phrase, but this world is crazy, it almost gives me the direction that the belief that it's never gonna end is there. And that's sad if that's the case. But like so many, including myself, unless we really get radical as a country, I don't see how it's going to end. And then saying pass laws that the government has lied about. So lifers, it don't matter what platform you own. As you can see, we have a young lady, Miss Jordan Williams, that seems to be very much aware and involved in not only what the school systems has to offer, but what she's looking to get for out of it. If that's somebody that y'all really, really would like us to bring on this show and extend this topic, hit us up and let us know.
Yeah, big thanks.
Very articulate. I got a great feeling that that's going to be exactly what this topic is needing.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things, man. The violence. So, bro, what you said earlier, like really, really, really hit home, because it's like, as men, we sometimes think that when we have young men and they start to get, you know what I'm saying, fuzzy this, you know what I'm saying, in different places, that they start to become a man, that we start to treat them like a man. Hurt people hurt people. So a lot of these people that's out here doing this violence, and not to reopen old wounds, y'all,
Yeah.
but at the VAP shooting 2 years ago, is it 2 years?
It's basically October now, so
Yeah, so a little bit over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So the letter that was left by that individual was like, I have no family, I have no friends. This was the perfect storm for a mass shooting. If y'all go back, I believe it was last year, we brought my son on. As he started high school. One of the biggest points that he said was, be a friend.
Yeah.
I know everybody's so caught up on joning and, you know, what are those? And yeah, it's all funny games, man. But hey, y'all creating a villain. It's a villain in the making. And
Man.
I posted like that to get a chuckle, but I'm serious. These people have been picked on, pushed about. A lot of times when you see in the movies how the villain is made, they had to fend for themselves, cook for themselves, maybe take care of a sibling because mama just not there. Daddy just not there. They strung out. My God, yo, like,
yeah,
it's y'all. The thing is if we are so pissed off on the way that the world is going right now at this point in time, these people like Jordan right now that is commenting, these young people, these are going to be our senators. They're going to be our representatives. They will be our presidents, our doctors, our lawyers. They will be the people running this country as we start the twilight of our lives.
Very true.
If we're not listening, if we're not trying to hear what's important to them, when these young people get in office, you think they go forget?
Man, they not. That's where a lot of this is coming from. A lot of this is coming from when you're talking about you've had systems in place for all these years. A Roe versus Wade, right? You got all this stuff in place forever. Nobody really once thought, man, how in the world did it finally, or when did somebody rise up to challenge it? Well, they was always there. They was just the ones that everybody had forgot about, talked about, laughed about, pushed to the side, pushed on, stole from, kicked, made fun of, and just really humiliated.
Yeah.
Really humiliated. Before I forget, I tease my nephew a lot. But TJ, I love you. And I say that even in the sense that going back to last year, first season, the episode you talking about, TJ was very exact in saying, look, friends, just being kind to somebody. And it seems so just simple and insane, but the reality is it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for our kids because a lot of times the parents doing the same thing. These kids, we talk about it, they hearing you when you think that they're in their room on Xbox doing this, that, and the third. they hear you and your homegirl or dad and his homeboy gossiping, talking about somebody else. Girl, I can't believe what she had on. She had the nerve to come in, and hey, she normally wear the work wig. We can joke about it. You know what I'm saying? She normally got the work wig on. She came in today. You know what I'm saying? Stocking cap showing like you just you know what I'm saying? She came. Them one Uggs, one of the G's fell off. Them things was leaning. You know what I'm saying? But they in turn are hearing this.
Yeah.
They're getting on the phone.
Yeah.
Doing the same.
Yeah. Or another thing that I've seen, heard, is that when your child does something that is out of character, out of line, kids, man, they children, they go do wild stuff. They go do stupid stuff. I'm an adult and I still do stupid stuff sometimes. My consequences are greater, you know what I'm
True.
saying? But to turn around and tell your child you'll never be nothing. You're gonna be just like your daddy. And he ain't nothing either. Or you're gonna be just like, so you're man, hey, life and death are in the power of the tongue. So as you continue to speak those things over, see, man. All right, let me run this story real quick. This gonna be my soapbox. I know it's early. Check it out, man. I was reading years ago, man, that there was a scientist in Japan. Hey, ooh, let me put this comment up while I'm running this story. It ain't gonna take me long. Can't wait to get her on. There was a scientist in Japan who was actually trying to figure out what power does words have. The scientist took 3 vials of rice, right? He set these little vials of rice side by side. It was rice and water. Every day for 6 months. The first vial of rice, he spoke nothing but good things to. The second vial of rice, he said nothing to. The third vial of rice, he cussed at him and just said unforgivable things to it. 60 days later, the first vial of rice water became sake. So it produced something. The second vial of rice that he said nothing to, it withered away and got hard. The third vial of rice that he was constantly cussing at and saying horrible things to, it turned into like a green mold mush type substance. And this is on YouTube. Y'all can go and look at this.
Yeah.
Life and death are in the power of the tongue. We gotta be careful, y'all, of what we're speaking over our children. And then on the other side of that coin, we gotta speak over our children. Because if you're not speaking greatness into them, you're letting the enemy speak into their lives. So Jordan, bro, can you see that comment?
Yeah, she just said, or when you compare your kid to another, and that's real. And I have been out in public and witnessed that myself. And in all honesty, man, in that moment, what I immediately was able to gather from that? I've seen it more than once. So I've seen a scenario where the young lady had 2 kids, and I've seen another scenario where there was 3 kids. And that one kid was treated different than the other 2. You know what I'm saying? Where we were out, they just had something totally different. Talking to him crazy. In that moment, I'm like, you know what? I know what it is. You don't like that one's daddy. The other one's daddy might be a scenario either that you still cool with him, want to get back with him. He's still doing and it very well could be, to that parent valid why they feel that way about the father, and vice versa. Fathers that talk bad about the mom in front of their kid, but you don't realize what you're doing to that child. because at the end of the day, that other parent is still a part of them. And words do hurt, man. That age-old narrative and that nursery rhyme, man, stones and break my bones, but words will never hurt me, man. It's a lie, man. It's a bald head lie, like Tommy Strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Because I remember, you know what I'm saying, being in ninth grade, new to a city, new to the state, new to the region. You understand me? New
Yeah.
to this region. I came from the mid. I'm coming from the West Coast to the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? After I've already moved from somewhere else to the West Coast. I'm new. But here's this teacher that is telling me, bro, in class in front of other students, you will never be nothing because you know too much for your own good. Miss Berry with your funky tail. Yeah. But to tell somebody that, not even realizing, in all honesty, and to be real serious, man, the dynamics, you never know what somebody is dealing with in their personal life while you're, talking down upon them, whether it's the clothes that they have on, whether it's,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, whatever that scenario looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I had reasons why I was personally disengaged and in her class that I never got the opportunity to express. And the reality is when you come to a new state, you must take their freshman history class. I
Right.
came here at 17, but to be compliant with the state, I had to get in the class with freshmen, and I'm a senior. So maybe the disengage and that level of I'm just saying feeling this is because I already know what you're teaching, and I'm in here with these kids.
Yeah. So Jordan, I'm gonna say this, man. I really appreciate, your input today.
True.
We gonna run this back. We're not gonna try to go back over a lot that we went over tonight. Of course, we may think of new things, but we want to hear from you. We want to hear your voice. We want you to project, kind of the school scenes and what people are not hearing, what parents are not seeing.
Mhm.
Um, Bro, I know you got a soapbox, man. Hit it.
For me to wrap up tonight, so again, as we conclude on unsecured investments, of course we streaming live. Playback is always there. Everything is archived. But when I think about just securing our future for the kids, the one thing that comes to my mind is just how can we protect? What two steps ahead of somebody else's ill will plan do I have to be? And real dads can feel me when I say it's very difficult to have a good time when you're in public because you cannot relax. I'm I'm watching everybody that enters the door. I'm watching everything. I can't have a good time because everything falls on me. That's what I signed up for. But when I send my kids to school, bro, I never ever in a million years thought that there would be a day where I'm sitting at work and I'm getting phone calls saying this school has been locked down, an active shooter. This school, there's reports of an active shooter. This school has just been shot. And I am actively trying to lead, to drive, to get a child for a school to tell you we can't release your child before these same schools did not provide the adequate security so that my child doesn't have to be locked down and kept from me. You understand? Because when they don't show up to school, you'll try to legally hold me responsible. If they don't perform in school, you will hold them back academically. But where is the accountability when their lives are taken? Where's the accountability when their mental is forever altered? Praise God, our children wasn't the ones that ended up in the scenarios or there indeed was just a threat. There was an active shooter at our schools when it was reported last year. Praise God. But guess what? They still mentally changed. You still hold your breath when you see that school coming across your caller ID. And it's not a time that anybody should be calling you from that school because my child is there. You don't understand the fear when you have your phone's tracker and you're seeing that they're on the bus, but that bus ain't even headed to the school. These are the things that we're personally actively now dealing with. Where are you going? Why does the bus turn off the GPS? So we have a lot of things that is going on with the school system, and I'm going to end it by saying this. If y'all don't stop tripping, beefing, cracking these jokes over Kamala Harris and what she is and ain't, if y'all don't stop worrying about what Trump finna do, not finna do, because the reality is this, the presidency that's got you all in the tizzy, you feel me? That's smoke and mirrors, fam. That's smoke and mirrors. That's why this dude is telling y'all, come out this last term. You ain't never got to vote no more. Why would you tell a country this is going to be the last time? Reason being is because the country is being fooled to the point you looking left and you should be looking right. And by the time you realize it, midterms have ended, and every person that you should have been worried about electing and putting in the government, it's too late.
It's too late. Man. Hey, as you see, I threw up another comment from Mama Pam, man. Hey, we appreciate it.
Right. Happy birthday again, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday.
We're in so many countries we ain't even got time to say it, but I really want the world to know what a great mom she is, a great grandmother, how active she is, and what a help and a blessing she is. Shout out again to Terry Lynn. What an amazing sister you are. God sent, heaven sent. And bro, I'm D to the J. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna let you do what you do. And guess what?
Yeah.
We're gonna slide.
Yeah. So check it out, Jordan. If you're still watching, your mom has our email address. Reach out to us ASAP. So, yep, you're still there. I see you. Reach out to us ASAP. We can only do so much because as parents, we're talking from the standpoint of looking out for our kids. We want to hear you. We about to slide up out this joint, man. Hey, we just appreciate y'all because life gonna keep on lifing, and we're gonna be here to talk about it. I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, D to the J, still in the building. Tap in next week. Y'all already know how we gonna do. And y'all gonna be here anyway, because y'all our favorite. We y'all favorite, y'all know how we do. Peace out. Life Be Life and Podcast till next Wednesday.
Life Be Life and Podcast, we gon' be here to talk about it. Yeah. With your host, Tony D and D to the J. With your host, Tony D and D to the J.